my roller coaster life are important. Number one, I think you should become an information glutton. You need to at all times, but especially in difficult times when you're looking for opportunity. Find out everything you can about what's going on in your market, other markets. Grab onto every piece of information you can. I'm going to tell a quick story how I learned this a very hard way. I was a young entrepreneur. This goes back 20 years ago. And there was a very successful real estate owner in my area named Loomis Grossman. He's since passed away. He was about 82 at the time of this story I'm about to tell you. Loomis Grossman calls me up one morning. He says, he talked real fast and kind of gruff. Randel, I want to take you and show you a property, Main Street. I want to see what you think about it, and I'll get you back really quickly. So I say, okay, Loomis Grossman wants my input. That's good. I don't know where on Main Street it was, but in Connecticut, Route 1, there's a lot of different Main Streets in these towns. So he picks me up the next day at 9 a.m. We get in his Cadillac. He's one of these guys who's always looking at you when he's driving, which was just miserable. And he's fast, and he had an incredible bladder. He never stopped. So he starts taking me out on the highway. I said, Loomis, Main Street, Route 1. He said, did I say Main Street? I meant the state of Maine, he said. The state of Maine. 7 hours later, we hit Maine. 7 hours back. It was the worst 15 hours of my life. And he didn't really care about this deal in Maine. He just had heard I was some kind of smart, clever entrepreneur. And it was a brain drain. It was a 14-hour, hey, what do you think about this deal? What do you think about this broker? Have you heard any tenant information? Oh my gosh. But it taught me information. You never know when that one little piece of information is going to turn into something really, really great for you. Now, besides being a real estate guy, I've invested. I've been a bit of an angel investor. And just to show you how sometimes things really work out, about 8 years ago, I started a kids' shoe company, of all things. I partnered up with a footwear designer who knew a lot about kids' shoes, and we didn't want to invest the capital to open stores or even to have a wholesale distribution, so we sell only on the internet. Name of our company is Preschoolians. We're only on the internet, and about 2 years ago, somebody says to us, hey, there's this little store in Hollywood that sells to all the celebrity moms and dads. And you ought to see if you can get your shoes in that store. This little tiny piece of information was this little store in Hollywood. So we say, what the heck? We send them some shoes, okay? Fast forward, can somebody put the slide up of what happened to us this June? You see Tiger Woods? He won the U.S. Open this June, and if you recall, it went to a playoff Monday. After the Sunday, it went to a playoff, then it went to sudden death. And that's his little daughter toddling up in our shoes. Because his wife bought 25 pairs of our shoes in that little tiny store in Hollywood that we just serendipitously had heard about. Now, I asked a publicist one day, what would it cost, just out of curiosity, what would it cost to get Tiger Woods to allow us to put our shoes on his kids' feet after he wins the U.S. Open with, 30 million people watching? There's no price. He said, you couldn't do that. The guy makes $100 million a year. What's he care if we didn't give him free shoes? But that little piece of information about this little tiny cubby of a store in Hollywood where the celebrities shopped, our shoes, by the way, are now selling off. We're doing great in the United States. We've become the hottest selling